Steph, thank you so much. All right, let's talk school. Looks like it's going to be starting September 15th for Toronto public students, and masks will need to be worn by everyone. Toronto District School Board finalizing their back-to-school plan yesterday. The goal here to reduce class sizes, particularly in areas that have been hardest hit by the virus, COVID-19. It's going to mean hiring a total of 366 new teachers and redeploying 400 current ones. Kindergarten class sizes will be capped at 15 in those COVID hotspots. There will be a maximum of 20 students per class from grades 1 through 3. For grades 4 to 8, classes will be capped at 20 in COVID hotspots, 27 everywhere else. The $38 million plan getting mixed reviews from provincial leaders.
For some reason, they seem unwilling to find funding to support the safer, smaller classes and the appropriate distancing that we need for our children to remain safe in school.
We're giving teachers $30 million right off the hop to hire more teachers. And then on top of that, we have the reserves. Toronto alone has over $100 million of reserves to hire more teachers.
Okay, there are a lot of details to take in. The chair of the TDSB, Alexander Brown, will be joining us here on BT at 7:30. We're going to go over what has been decided and what is next. Okay, some good news ahead for hospitals and frontline workers. Premier Ford will be in Brockville today, making a joint announcement with Prime Minister Trudeau. 3M has been tapped to produce up to 100 million N95 masks a year, with a $23.3 million investment from the province and Ottawa. Ford has been pushing for increased PPE production in Canada ever since U.S. President Donald Trump attempted to limit the export of N95 masks from American plants. Well, there won't be a bustling convention hall with supporters, but the finish line is in sight for the federal Conservative leadership race. The deadline to return mail-in ballots is today, 5 p.m. A winner to replace Andrew Scheer will be announced on Sunday. The race was paused back in April because of the pandemic. 4 candidates are vying for the job. Frontrunners Peter MacKay and Aaron O'Toole and Leslyn Lewis and Derek Sloan as well. We'll be watching that. Toronto Raptors president Masai Ujiri speaking out about that video showing him being shoved by a sheriff during last year's NBA championship, saying racism is the reason he was blocked from the court. After this footage was released, Ujiri issued a lengthy statement saying in part, "I was reminded in that moment that despite all of my hard work and success, there are some people, including those who are supposed to protect us, who will always and only see me as something that is unworthy of respectful engagement. And there's only one indisputable reason why that is the case, because I am black." Raptors point guard Kyle Lowry standing behind the team's president.
It shows why we're supporting of the Black Lives Matter. It shows why we need to get out there and vote. It shows why we need to, get those guys to arrest the murders of Breonna Taylor, because they're police officers like that officer out there who are scumbags.
The deputy, Alan Strickland, is seeking $75,000 in damages, claiming he suffered injuries while Ujiri has countersued. The county sheriff's office stands by their assertion that Ujiri was the aggressor. Coming up in sports, we're going to give you a look ahead to Ujiri's Raptors, who, of course, are taking on Brooklyn this afternoon in Game 3 of the series. Let's talk politics now. He has been waiting a long time to make this speech. Last night, Joe Biden accepting the Democratic nomination for president. His key message, choose hope over fear.
United, we can and will overcome this season of darkness in America. We'll choose hope over fear, facts over fiction, fairness over privilege. So it's with great honor and humility I accept this nomination for President of the United States of America.
This is Biden's third bid for the White House in his 47-year career, of course, serving as VP to Barack Obama. If elected, Biden has his work cut out for him, leading a country struggling with racial injustice and a pandemic, of course. The States leads the world in COVID-19 infections with over 5 million cases. Biden didn't actually say Trump's name last night, only calling him the current president. The Republican convention kicks off on Monday with Trump speaking from the White House on Thursday. Well, the grand old lady gets a makeover rather this year as the CNE. It is going online. Okay, so this is what opening day usually looks like, but the X will decidedly look very different this year. Later on this morning, there's going to be an opening day ceremony honoring frontline workers for their tireless efforts during the pandemic. And the fun now moves online with tournaments and gaming competitions. This is only the second occasion in its 142-year history that the CNE has been closed. The only other time during World War II. So we're going to visit our friend Shem from the CNE celebrations coming up a little bit later on. But still to come here on BT, working parents know all too well how much they depend on the before and after care programs when it comes to schooling. But what's it going to look like in September? Coming up at 6:30, we have an update from the YMCA on their plans come the fall. And here's another look at what else we are following today.